Hello, welcome to Herrera on Hollywood. My name is Steven Herrera. We talk about Blu-rays and DVDs here. Today I'm going to talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2, released on Blu-ray from Shout Factory. It's actually released on the Scream Factory sub-label. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2 is from 1987. And this collector's edition Blu-ray is from 2018. Let me show you the disc inside. It is just the Blu-ray disc. There's no DVD. You get cover artwork that is reversible. The original artwork is on the inside. Let me show that to you. Here's the original artwork on the inside. So it's a nice edition from Scream Factory. This is an 88-minute horror thriller film. It's a slasher movie. It can be classified as holiday horror, but I like to classify it further as Santa Claus horror. Other examples include Christmas Evil from 1980, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984, and Don't Open Till Christmas from 1984. SNDN Part 2 is directed by Lee Harry. It's written by Lee Harry, Joseph H. Earle, and Dennis Patterson. It's a cult favorite. The tagline is "The nightmare is about to begin again." And you see the tagline at the bottom on the cover. By the way, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, one of the most infamous horror movies from the 1980s, is getting a reboot from Cineverse. That's the same company behind the Terrifier franchise. So if you're a fan of Silent Night, Deadly Night, it's an exciting time. In the first film, 7-year-old Billy witnesses his parents getting killed by a man dressed up as Santa Claus. His younger brother Ricky was a baby at the time and survived the attack. Billy turns 18, gets out of the orphanage, and commits murders dressed as Santa Claus himself. In Part 2, Ricky, who was the baby in the first film, is now an adult. He is in a mental hospital talking with a psychiatrist about how he became a murderer after his brother Billy died. He carries with him the memory of his brother Billy's death and Mother Superior, who brought about his brother's violent demise. Ricky seeks to avenge his brother's death, so this is a revenge story. He escapes from the mental hospital, gets a Santa suit, and pursues Mother Superior. When he gets to her, he continues the family tradition of Christmas carnage. When Ricky is telling the psychiatrist stories about the murders he committed, we see flashbacks. One of the most notorious scenes occurs when Ricky goes on a rampage in a residential neighborhood. When Ricky is about to shoot a man carrying a garbage can, he says, "Garbage day." That line became a meme as people posted that clip on YouTube, and it got millions of views. I had never seen this movie before I bought this Blu-ray, and I had no idea that Garbage Day was a meme. Ricky Caldwell is played by Eric Freeman. Dr. Henry Bloom is played by James Newman. Jennifer, Ricky's girlfriend, is played by Elizabeth Caton. She went on to have starring and co-starring roles in many B movies. Titles include Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity from 1987, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood from 1988, Assault of the Killer Bimbos from 1988, and Necromancer from 1988. Mother Superior is played by Jean Miller, and there are other actors that play Ricky in this film at different stages of his life. Ricky at 15 is played by Daryl Gilbo. Ricky at 10 is played by Brian Michael Henley. There are special triggers that cause Ricky to lose control, including the sight of nuns, sexual assault, and the color red. There are several creative kills in this movie. For example, Ricky pushes an umbrella through a loan shark in an alley, and he electrocutes Jennifer's ex-boyfriend, Chip, with a car battery charger. That is a very impressive kill. The sunglasses explode because the eyes explode. It's the Garbage Day meme and Freeman's over-the-top performance that keeps Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 in the hearts and minds of cult film enthusiasts. Some fun facts about this movie. Half of this movie is recycled footage from the first movie. That's because the producers of the first film brought it to Lee Harry and asked him if he could re-edit it to create a new version of the film to release in theaters. The original film was short-lived in theaters because people protested it. They didn't like the idea of a man dressed up like Santa Claus committing murders. Screenwriters Lee Harry, Joseph H. Earle, Dennis Patterson, and Lawrence Applebaum wrote vignettes about Ricky's youth as he killed several people, and eventually those vignettes became this sequel. Footage from the first film was added as flashback sequences. Now, that footage was not just copied and pasted into the Part 2 film. It was actually re-edited by Lee Harry to pick up the pace. The film still ran short because the new footage they used wasn't quite as long as they thought it was going to be, and or they ended up not using some of the new footage. So they ended up using more footage from the first film, and they added almost 10 minutes of closing credits showing the full cast and crew of this film and its predecessor. This Blu-ray offers good video and audio. It is sourced from a new 2K scan of an archival theatrical print. The film is presented in its original aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. There are some nice special features. The first audio commentary features director co-writer Lee Harry and actors Eric Freeman and James L. Newman. That is the new commentary. The second audio commentary features director co-writer Lee Harry, co-writer Joseph H. Earle, and actor James L. Newman. This is the commentary from the DVD released. It has been ported over to this Blu-ray release, and I'm glad they did that because they talk about a lot of things in that second commentary that they do not talk about in the new commentary, so it's nice to have both. Sleigh Bells Ring Again, The Story of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2. This is an extensive making of for SNDN 2. There is no behind-the-scenes footage. There are some photographs. It's mostly an interview with director Lee Harry, But interviews with many actors from the film are included, along with an interview with makeup effects artist Christopher Biggs. I Don't Sleep, an interview with makeup effects artist Christopher Biggs, he talks about his entire career, including the other movies he worked on as a makeup effects artist. Those titles include everything from Scalps, Ghoulies, Critters, Goonies, and Teen Wolf, to A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and Friday the 13th Part 6. It's very interesting. I enjoyed watching that interview with Christopher Biggs. Garbage Days are here again, a look at the film's locations. Then you get Ricky Today short film, a theatrical trailer for Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, and Finding Freeman trailer. So this collector's edition Blu-ray from Shout Factory is still available. You can buy it online. And by the way, Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original, there's a 40th anniversary edition of that. It was released on 4K UHD Blu-ray by Shout Factory on December 10th, 2024. That edition includes both the theatrical version and the unrated version. If you want to watch an entertaining, trashy horror movie with a sense of humor, then check out Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 on Blu-ray from Shout Factory. This is the definitive release of SNDN Part 2. So if you're a fan of this movie, then check out this edition from Scream Factory. Until next time, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and talk to you soon. Bye.